So this is going to be really short and sweet today, probably. Something that I like to share quite a bit is how in our grief, there comes a time where we have to go through the grief. We have to go through the darkness. There's just no way around it. We have to go through it. As painful as it is, as much as we wish we didn't, it's just something we have to do. But we do get to a point where, and it's a long time down the road. I'm not saying a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year. Most of the time it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. But we come to a point where we begin thinking, I can't stay in this place of darkness. I can't stay in this place of pain. I need help to get to the other side of this. And one of the things I talk about a lot is our change of perspective on how we see things, how we think about things. And so I just want to share with you one piece that might be a change of perspective for you that may be helpful if you're ready. Okay, I've heard a couple people talking about this, and I think it's really, really good for us to think about and realize that when our child preceded us in death, that means that we are taking on grief for them. In other words, our child will never have to go through the grief of grieving our death. Most kids, most children, no matter their age, whether they're 15 or 9 or 52 or 8, however old it is, they're at some point, children expect to grieve the death of their parents. I am very blessed. I've never had to do that yet. Neither has my husband. All 4 of our parents are still alive and in their 80s. So we have not experienced that, but I've heard from so many people how painful it is, and that it's a very difficult thing. Now, those of you who have lost parents and children, they always say children are, the death of your child is so much more worse. But it's still grief, right? It's still very, very painful to lose your mom or your dad. And then we know what it's like, Mother's Day, Father's Day, holidays, birthdays, they're just not there anymore. And I do have people cry when they talk about their parents and how much they miss their parents. And so what we're doing is, with our child going ahead of us, our child is never going to have to experience that kind of a grief. Our child is not going to have to experience, even if they have in the past while they were living here on earth, they are never going to experience any more grief, any more of that darkness that people have to go through when someone they love so deeply dies and goes on to heaven. They'll never have to experience that. They are already there waiting for us. And so it's almost like instead of them grieving our death, we are grieving their death. And so we are doing it in their place. We are taking the grief for them that they won't have to grieve. And so I hope I'm making sense. I hope that helps you, gives a little bit of a change of a perspective that might be helpful. That because you are grieving their death, they will never have to go through the darkness and the pain of grieving yours. This is Laura Diehl, founder of GPS Hope. I hope you connect with us. Find our website, www.gpshope.org. We have a Facebook page. Look us up, Grieving Parents Sharing Hope, GPS Hope. I have books out. Just check out all the resources that we have for you. And we are here to be a light of hope in your place of darkness.